Hey guys, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. I am Mama. Good to see you today. So the other day I was reading something, or I've been just sort of paying attention to this idea that's been coming up a lot lately, at least in my circles, of sort of ancestor worship. So, remembering our ancestors, our family members who have died, and just the different ways in which we remember and honor our ancestors. And I think a lot of other cultures and countries do maybe a better job at this than the United States does. Mostly because of religious reasons, a lot of people think that ancestor worship or honoring and revering and doing things to give gifts and mementos to our ancestors is a bad thing, or that it's against God or against the rules somehow. And when really it's just an honoring and a memory and a sort of trying to connect with our ancestors and with our community members and with the people that we come from, the place that we come from, our communities. And it's super important for us as individuals to understand where we come from and honor it and respect it and revere it and remember it. And so I don't know if you guys have ever seen like movies like Coco or The Book of Life. Those are two of my favorite movies, and they're both talking about the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, which is celebrated November 2nd every year. And it's basically, the idea is that the veil between life and death, like the little sheer screen between life and death, is the thinnest at that point. And so it sort of allows access and honoring and specific honoring for our ancestors, our family members who have passed. So I haven't done this specifically. A lot of people might even have, sorry, my arm's getting tired already. A lot of people will even have like photos of family members and stuff that that they will have, up on a mantle. That's one way of honoring it. Some people have altars. Sometimes people put altars with different things on them, and they're for different reasons. I actually have an altar. It's not necessarily a ancestor specific altar, but it is an altar for me, for my journey, my personal journey in life, and some of the places that I've been, and some of the things that I believe, and some of the little artifacts and memorabilia that I've collected and that I think is vibrationally really important. And it's all from the earth. So I wanted to show you. So, oops, there we go, my hand in front of the camera. So this is my little altar. It's sort of two levels. I'm okay with putting it on the floor. Some people might not be okay with that, but I'm okay with it. It's on this beautiful table that has a white marble tabletop with this brass hexagon shape, which I really like sacred geometry. And so sacred geometry just means it comes in nature. It's a repeated sort of shape in nature that just comes naturally. And so we see it all the time. So I just wanted to sort of point out a few things. I've got like a little wishbone, which I think is really fun. It's just this cool thing that I picked up from somewhere. Mostly it's like seashells that I found in different places of the world. A lot of these I found in Portugal and in Mexico. Trying to think of where else. Look at some of these. Look at this I got in Africa. Some of them I got in Africa, but just perfect little specimens, like just perfect little miniatures, which I just think are so fun and so cool. And just like really neat shapes. These are candles. I'm really interested in women, femininity, the women's movement, but how we can become more feminine and embody femininity and sort of appreciate and compliment the men in our life, because we're all different, and it's important for women to remember our feminine qualities and characteristics and allow the men to remember their masculine qualities and characteristics. We all have both energies, 50% of them, but sometimes we want to drop into one or the other a little bit more often. So as women from the United States, I think we need to drop in a little bit more often into our femininity, into our softness. And so for me, it's a reminder. And I also study dances from the African diaspora. So I study Cuban salsa, Brazilian samba, and many of the dances, Cuban son, Cuban rumba, and samba de gaffiera. There's lots of different dances that I study. So that is sort of symbolic of that. And then these are different crystals that I got when I was in Brazil last year. They're really beautiful, really high energy, potent crystals. If you guys want, we can maybe do a conversation about crystals. I'm just starting to learn about them, but I find them really, really valuable and important. I really like this stone. This I got when I graduated from my coaching school, my professional coaching school, and they gave it to us. It says on one side there's a problem. Can you guys see that? And then the solution. It's the two sides to the same coin, basically. So just always remember, when there's a problem, the solution is right at hand. You can always find it. And I have some little roses that I've collected from various places. A butterfly is here for transformation. And it's also my spirit animal. The butterfly is my spirit animal. And I live on a street called Mariposa, which is Spanish for butterfly. So I'm telling you, lots of transformation is happening here with Mama. And then down here, I've got what I thought was really fun, some love potion. This is some Palo Santo, which is an important piece of wood. This is just a little nub of it because I burned all of this one. But this is, Palo Santo means saint wood, basically, but wood of the saints. It's sacred wood that they use for ceremonies and for cleansing and clearing the air and the space, for ceremonies and practices in Peru and Ecuador and South America. But we have adopted a lot of that today. These I got in Brazil. This is Aquarius. Iansas and Oshun are two of the orishas for the dances that I study. This I got in Cuba. I thought this was really fun. It's just like a little doll, but on the other side of her skirt, you see, is a white girl. So it represents Cuba because Cuba basically was populated by, sorry guys, by people from Spain and Africa. So that's mainly where they come from. And so you can just see some more dried roses, some really big, beautiful, look at this, like a perfect shell that I found, and like little heart rocks and stuff. So anyways, oh, and then this is my water container that I use. The blue glass is very important for a sacred, how do I say? Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian healing art that I practice. And basically you put water in that blue glass jug and you let it sit out for 24 hours or 12 hours even in the sunlight. And it totally, using the blue light with the sunshine. You could put it in the moonlight too, like a super moonlight would be really neat. That's what we just had last night. Did you guys see it? Anyways, the blue light basically erases the memory of the water. So when it sits in the sun, so it cleans the water in a way that nothing else can. And because water has a memory, and so we'll go into that maybe some other time. That's a deep topic. So we'll hold off on that one for now. But anyway, so this is sort of my sacred area, the area that I just have things that just make me remember places that I've been, sort of some values that I have through travel, through femininity, through the earth, through problem solving, through just remembering the different things that I honor and respect and study. And so I encourage you. It sort of makes your life feel really rich. It makes it feel more purposeful. It makes it feel really intentional and special. Right, guys? We don't want to keep going through every single day like a robot and not paying attention to the cool stuff that's happening, right? So like, let's start paying attention to the cool stuff that's happening. And for me, I always like a little memorabilia, a little something from everything and everywhere I go and do. And then to have a place that I know I'm going to put it when I get home. Just helps me when I have the everyday moments that reminds me of wonderful memories and that life is special and that it's really good. And so I share that with you today. And I know that you could probably do something like that in your room. You could do a vision board, that type of thing. Actually, this is a different concept, but you know what I mean. Try to designate and create specialness in your life because it makes it really fun. I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, and I love you. Oh, share, like, subscribe, please, and comment. Share, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.